Well, hello everyone. What if you booked a luxurious cruise and you're heading out on your first day of embarkment and the ship loses the engine? You have no water, no AC. This is what happened to me on Norwegian Star. I took a 14-day voyage from New York City going to Canada, Greenland, and Iceland. The perfect cruise. I had a club balcony suite. So excited. Lady Lexi was doing well. We spent our first night in New York City at the Inc. 48, which is fabulous. I'll tell you more about that. It's just like one block from the cruise terminal. But embarkment day, day one aboard Norwegian cruise, was hectic. For Lady Lexi, since it was hot, July the 12th, we arrived on July the 11th the night at Inc. 48. So July 12th, we get at our assigned time. They told us to go through security to get her wheelchair, which we did. Then once we got through security, they want to send us to a different line. And then they want to send us to a different place, then back out and come back through security for the wheelchair. Well, Lady Lacey had already had enough of walking back and forth in a terminal with very little air circulation at all. It's hot, July. So we decide we'll just try to go ahead and make it up the gangway ourselves. Just take it slow. Well, we get to the gangway and it's even hotter. Absolutely zero breeze, zero air, none whatsoever. She gets too hot, so I have to sit her down. Finally, we get her wheelchair. 20-minute ordeal for them to check and make sure she's okay. Get on the ship. Finally, we get to our room at 2 o'clock when it's ready. Get her rested. Everything seems to be going well. We're relaxed. We got us a snack. We're doing good. 4 o'clock, at the time we're supposed to leave the port, we move out into the Hudson River, and guess what? We just sit. We sit, and we sit some more. Communication from Norwegian was slack. I think we sat out there for an hour before they even told us anything. Then they finally told us that we had lost an engine. That's why we have no AC, no water. So there's no water to drink. Luckily for us, lesson here, pay attention. Get some water first thing on the ship. And if you can, prepay and have water in your room. For us, we already had prepaid water in our room waiting on us, so we had water. Our room, I came in as soon as she got here because she won't fit in well, I had it cool. So when the AC went off, our room was the coolest place on the ship. Okay, so we're supposed to leave at 4 p.m. from New York City. After midnight is when we finally left. And I wanted to see the Statue of Liberty. That was the whole reason for me wanting to, go out of New York City, was to sail by the Lady Liberty. Well, at nighttime, it's hard to see her, but I did get some photos of her. So that was how day one went. It was not the best. And Norwegian, in my opinion, could have done a whole heck of a lot better, especially with communication, letting the people know what's going on, giving us a choice when we got back to shore if we want to leave. Because, hey, with engine trouble, even though they fix it, what if there's problems later on? We were not given an option to leave, get our money back, disembark, or any of that. That was kind of sad. It's kind of like you're stuck on the ship. And if you remember recently, Carnival had what they called the poop cruise, where the same thing happened out at sea. So this was fresh in our minds of what could possibly happen with us. But that's day one. And day two is day at sea. They're trying to make up time that we lost from 4 p.m. to midnight, that 8-hour window of sailing time that we lost. So Halifax, Canada is our next stop. However, we won't have much time there due to the engine failure going back to port with the tugboats, and the tugboats taking us out into the ocean, following us through the Hudson River. Now, I stayed up late to get my photos of Lady Liberty because that's why I want to sail up New York. Even at night, at least I got to see Lady Liberty and get some photos of her. So that was around 1:30. I finally get to sleep. So Lady Lexi went to bed earlier since she was worn out. So I had to wake up early to make sure that she was okay, that she was acclimated to her room. Because remember, we're in the new surroundings. She had spent her night at Inc. 48 the night before. So now she's in a different living space. So with dementia, that's something I have to think about. I have to wake up before she does. I was smart though. I ordered room service to bring us breakfast so that I wouldn't have to worry about going and getting dressed and going to the buffet or going somewhere and getting something to eat. It was here, brought to the room. Well, since I get up early, go to the restaurant, guess what? Those toilets are not working again. So I call, and I have to call again. Finally, about 10 a.m., they get it working again. So that's how day 2 at Sea Day started out. But Lady Lexi was feeling better, so we ate our breakfast in the room. We took our time, started unpacking, because remember day 1 where we normally do all this stuff was chaotic with no engine, no air, no water. You don't know what to expect next. So I didn't want to unpack them because, hey, if I could get off or it's going to be bad, I didn't want to have to repack back up to get off the ship, disembark. So that's why we didn't do much on day 1 when we actually embarkment day. So day 2 has gone a little bit better. We have unpacked. We explored the ship. We went to the casino. Did some ching, ching, ching. That's our entertainment. Looked at the art because Park West does have an art auction coming up, which is something I like. They got game shows going on. No Deal or No Deal, The Wheel of Fortune, and others. And we'll have some live performances later. There have been people singing on the ship in different areas. The ship itself is lovely. We ate at Sheehan's. That was one of my favorite places with Norwegian to eat. Lady Lexi had fish and chips for lunch, and I had the carne asada. Oh, it was really good. And for dessert, we had the carrot and walnut cake. Yum. So that's kind of how our day's gone. We had to go to guest services and take care of some things again. Tell them, hey, the toilets didn't flush at 4 p.m. either. There's something going on with the engine failure and the toilets in my area. I'm on the 11th floor in suite 11102. This whole block of club balcony suites on the 11th floor is having these same issues. So it's just not me with the isolated incident. We did get our short excursion booked today in Nuuk, Greenland, which is somewhere I want to go. That's pretty much the whole reason for this cruise, is to check off another country that I've been to. So day 2 has gone very well. We got acquainted with our ship, walked around, went to the duty-free shopping, listened to some music in the lounge, Bliss Lounge. We walked and checked out all the different restaurants where we had the specialty deals, where we had to spend $100 and we get 5 meals, which is not bad. So, otherwise I wouldn't have done it. Yes, I have Wi-Fi because, I'm a travel blogger. I need a Wi-Fi because this is a vacation, but it's a working vacation. And I'm going to go over the things that, what I call you versus me, what to do, not to do. Like, I didn't buy the drink package. I think it was going to be $600 for me, $600 for Lady Lexi. Because if I buy it, she has to buy it. So, no, that'd be $1,200 per cabin. I don't drink that much. I can get me one mixed drink for $10, one a day. I'm saving a lot of money. Same thing with a Coke. The Coke package, I think like $2.19, the soda package. Well, I got one today, $3.50. That may be what I drink a day. I'm just giving you the estimate of the costs of how things work. Our cabin steward is Chris. Chris has been fabulous. You see the beautiful elephant he did for us here? What we call towel art. So things are going well. And here's our daily flyer with the, tell you all the activities that the ship's going on. But this is just day 2. So we're taking it easy today because tomorrow is arriving at the port of Halifax, Canada. So hopefully we'll get there about 11 a.m. is what they had planned. Originally it was 7 a.m. They had the whole full day. So now we'll see what time we really arrive in port, how much time we have, what we can do. So that's all for now. That's day 1. Day 2, a wrap. Duchess DJ Love giving you cruise tips. Remember, prepay and get you some water on that ship if you can. And if you can't, or they don't offer, go to the bar and buy some bottled water, take it to your room. Or if they have a place where you can get water, go fill up your cup and get water and take it to your stateroom. Always bring refillable cups. That's what I do. That way it makes it easier on me. So, again, Duchess DJ Love giving you cruise tips from Norwegian Star. Bye-bye.